think Lewis Hamilton's story is over and that one bad qualifying erased 12 years at the peak? If that's your take, you've missed the plot entirely. Because Hamilton doesn't just fade away, he plays the long game. What looked like frustration in Hungary was something else entirely. A signal, carefully placed. When he said, "There's a lot happening in the background that's not great," the media heard irritation. But those who know the game understood it was a coded move, a quiet declaration of war. And someone inside Ferrari heard it loud and clear, that someone was Riccardo Adami, the race engineer assigned to help Hamilton slot smoothly into the Scuderia's world. But lately, insiders whisper that Adami's role has shifted. Less integration specialist, more interpreter of defiance. After the race, during the low-voiced debrief, Hamilton didn't shout. He simply leaned forward and murmured, "You ask for feedback, then ignore it when it challenges your plan." That line never made it into any broadcast. And it wasn't about tyre choice or pit stops. It was about who holds the power. Because in FP3, Hamilton had seen something buried in the numbers that wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate decision. The sort that would weaken him on Sunday while putting Charles Leclerc exactly where certain people wanted him. On the timing sheets, FP3 looked ordinary, but under the surface the data told another story. Two Ferraris on the same track but built around different design philosophies. Hamilton had requested a planted rear end, Leclerc had asked for sharper turn-in. That's normal. What wasn't normal was this. Hamilton's requested changes went in, then mysteriously vanished overnight. By Saturday morning, telemetry logs showed the ride height and differential preload, two critical factors for braking stability, bad as he had been altered back. When qualifying began, his setup had been undone. The green light for those changes didn't come from Adami, nor from Hamilton himself. Sources suggest it came from a higher authority in Ferrari's performance chain. So when Hamilton stepped out of Q2, sounding not just disappointed but betrayed, he meant it. "I told them it wouldn't hold under braking," he said over team radio. A message never aired live but recorded all the same. And here's the kicker: Leclerc's car untouched. His requested balance and rotation remained exactly as he'd asked. That's when Hungary stopped being about a race weekend and became about something larger. Proof. Proof that someone inside Ferrari is betting on a single storyline, and Hamilton isn't the lead character. His next move? No angry press quotes, no demands. He simply adapted. But even in Parc Fermé, when the tools to fight back were locked away, the denials kept coming. Adami pushed for a small tweak to the front brake migration. A subtle change, but vital under heavy load. The answer from above? Not allowed after the setup freeze. Yet somehow Leclerc's side got clearance for tyre blanket recalibration. A change with real race implications. Same garage, different rules. Hamilton didn't erupt. He took note. Because he knew this wasn't about qualifying anymore. This was about leverage. The real battle came the next morning in the closed-door strategy briefing. No cameras, just the inner circle. Drivers, technical chiefs, strategists, and there, Hamilton broke protocol. Calmly, without raising his voice, he asked, "Do you want two cars or just one?" Silence. An insider later described the room as frozen. It wasn't the volume that landed the blow, it was the implication that Ferrari had stopped treating both drivers as equals, that someone had already chosen their champion. And the timing made the sting sharper. Leclerc was on pole, Hamilton back in P12. Hamilton wasn't lobbying for special treatment, he was exposing the fiction of fairness. Adami didn't say a word, just nodded once and turned a page in his notes. That single gesture told Hamilton everything. The internal fight was already live before the lights went out. Hungary still had 70 laps to run, but by lap 43 the mask slipped. Leclerc's radio, which many took for simple frustration, carried more weight than it seemed. "Why am I losing time? Something's wrong with the car." His voice wavered, unfiltered, but underneath was something raw. Confusion. Not about pace, about trust. Lap 43 was the moment Leclerc's race began to unravel. To the casual viewer, it looked like simple tyre degradation. But inside Ferrari, the reality was far more precise and far more damaging. Hidden in the car's chassis was a slight imperfection, a microscopic offset in the left rear suspension mount. It was small enough to pass scrutineering, but under high heat, it became big enough to destabilize the car mid-corner. The first hints had appeared in vibration readings after FP2. Ferrari logged it, but said nothing. Why? Because the plan relied on track position and clean air masking the floor. Silence would buy them time. But when the balance fell apart mid-race and the rear stopped responding, Leclerc realized the truth. He'd been sent into battle with a weapon already compromised. The irony was brutal. While Hamilton had been politically isolated all weekend, Leclerc had just been technically betrayed. And that changed everything. Not just for Hungary, but for the team's entire internal chemistry. Leclerc stopped asking for answers. He started questioning the whole process. Riccardo Adami noticed. He didn't deliver a speech, didn't pen a formal report. Instead, in the final third of the race, he made a move far more telling. His tone changed, subtly but unmistakably. While Leclerc wrestled with a fading chassis, Hamilton's radio came alive with a type of detail Ferrari rarely allowed through without layers of approval. Live tyre delta updates, evolving brake balance shifts, cues on where rivals were lifting. One word stood out: trust. It wasn't a strategy call, it was a signal. This wasn't open rebellion, it was something more dangerous, at a quiet alignment. Adami had seen enough. His loyalty wasn't to corporate politics, it was to the driver giving him straight answers and being denied the tools he'd asked for. Insiders say this isn't the first time. Back at Toro Rosso, Adami once ignored a pit wall order mid-race to protect his driver. But Hungary felt different. This was Ferrari, and this was Lewis Hamilton. That's when the whispers started. Is Adami still just another Ferrari man? Or has he become Hamilton's firewall inside Maranello? Because if one engineer controls the flow of live data, the balance of power can swing faster than a 2-second pit stop. Ferrari's leadership noticed. And their post-race move proved they were already drawing battle lines. No headlines, no official statements, just a quiet procedural shift. Hamilton wasn't in the main debrief, not banned but moved. The team split the analysis into 2 rooms, one with Leclerc, the technical chiefs and performance heads, the other smaller, with Hamilton, Adami and 2 data specialists. The public reason? Time efficiency. The real reason? Containment. Those Sunday briefing words, "Do you want 2 cars or just one?" had crossed an invisible line. Not because of volume or language, but because they challenged the internal chain of command in front of senior staff. Ferrari's answer wasn't anger, it was division. Separate the channels, control the message, limit the influence. Adami didn't fight it. He walked with Hamilton into the smaller room, carrying not a filtered report, but the entire raw dataset. Every line, every trace. That didn't go unnoticed. Leclerc's camp wasn't angry at Hamilton. They were angry at what the gesture symbolized. A crack had formed, and sides were already being chosen. The strongest hint that Ferrari's internal ground is shifting didn't come from the paddock gossip. It came from a man who had kept silent all year, until Hungary, Laurent Mekies. After leaving Ferrari for Visa RB, Mekies had vanished from Maranello's political theatre, but in Budapest he spoke, not in code, but in surgical clarity. Asked off the record about Hamilton's adjustment to Ferrari, Mekies replied, "It's not that Lewis is learning Ferrari, it's that Ferrari is learning Lewis. And some people don't like what they're seeing." The line spread through the paddock like static on an open channel. Mekies isn't speculating. He helped design Ferrari's inner structure. If he says Hamilton is reshaping it, he's not guessing, he's confirming. And that's the twist. Hamilton doesn't need to storm the control room. He doesn't need to break the system. He just needs to expose its contradictions from the inside. With precision, with Adami. This isn't just about 2025, it's about redefining what Ferrari stands for. Not nostalgia, not obedience. Performance with autonomy. Hungary wasn't a loss, it was a marker, a quiet line drawn in the sand. And for anyone who thought Hamilton was stranded on the edge of the team, they missed the truth sitting in plain sight. Revolutions here don't start with shouting, they start with data. And with one engineer willing to listen.